No.
All right. Hey, week number 6, Battleborn Bets, where we guide you through your pro football survivor pool all NFL season long in exactly 12 minutes or less.
I think we need to address the elephant in the room.
Which is?
Carnage.
Oh, God.
Carnage.
Week number 5 in Circa Survivor, specifically speaking, 7,758 eliminations. We are down to 4,646. 46 survived to week number 6.
Including the three of us.
I really want to look at this from a psychological perspective, because where I started with 10, John started with 3, but Rob, you've had 1 all along. And the way that you've had to parse out your pick, and the only pick that you have, is clearly way more different than the way I look at it and how I choose, because obviously, and we'll get to this in a moment, I still don't know who's good, right? And because I don't know who's good, I just spray for many a week, to the point where now I'm down to 4. John's down to 1. Rob, you're still with that 1, hanging on. Or maybe not even hanging on. Maybe you've got a nice concrete foundation under your feet. What do you think?
I like my first 3 weeks picks. I think the future value of those 3 was minimal.
Okay.
Then weeks 4 and 5, I was able to spray in some chalk. And I think that puts me in a pretty good position to be able to hopefully navigate the rest of these 14 weeks, including the 2 holidays.
14 weeks. Yeah, you need to do this 15 more times. Am I correct with that?
Yes, if we count week 6, yes.
Just 15 more times. It's not that difficult. I don't think. Could be dead wrong. John Howard, welcome to our show. Of course, it's not happening without you and without Rob. What were your thoughts into the selection? You had this one kind of pegged pretty early on in the week, and it didn't change at all. Detroit Lions was the way that you chose it. Did you have any concerns at all with future value, or at this point, it's like, you know what, I'm done shitting around. I got to get this thing right and straight, and for once, not have to sweat this out?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a situation where, going into last week, I had 2 entries, and then, you lose that entry on Thursday night with the Rams, and then it kind of scares you a little bit, and then you pivoted off that loss and went with Detroit, which I thought was a little bit of a safer pick. I wasn't concerned about the holiday week, to be honest with you. They do play on Thanksgiving, but I was just a little more focused, I guess I should say, on getting through with that other entry after that terrible loss. So, and then we saw the other carnage that happened just when you thought that the Rams could be the worst game. It got trumped by Arizona on Sunday. So at the same time, I'm pretty happy with how it worked out. But one entry is one entry. We'll move on to this week, and hopefully we won't see what we saw last week.
I don't think that I'm going to edit that out in any way. I'm going to keep that completely scattered with Ollie's complete dysentery on the Detroit Lions.
You can actually hear that from here. I got all
these, it's the only thing I heard, and I'm not taking it out. No, this is staying in the recording. I won't take it out. So sorry, John. That's your breakdown of your selection and in your future value is going to be bookended by dogs barking. That's just the way it's going to be here at Battleborn Bets. We actually didn't even talk about the insanity that was that. The entire week was just a hot mess in so many levels. But you take a look at what happened with a typical NFL Sunday. That's all it was. Titans overcame an 18-point deficit to beat Arizona. Panthers overcame a 17-point deficit to defeat Miami 27-24. The Broncos, They overcame a 14-point deficit to defeat Philadelphia 21-17. We're not even going to get to Philadelphia, what happened last night against Giants. Saints overcame, 11 points? It was double digits to the Giants. Speaking of them, I know Commanders overcame a 10-point Chargers. So there's so much that I really am questioning now. I did all this homework in the offseason to say to myself, here's my power rankings, and here's where I find all of these teams, and then I can make adjustments as the week go by. I've thrown it out because 5 weeks in, guys,
it's blown
good?
up. It's blown up. We don't
Who's
know.
Good?
I mean, that speaks to the parity in the league. I think that's a huge consideration. And the caveat of not picking division games has kind of reared its ugly head this year, too. Rams were not safe at home against the decimated Niners team.
No.
Last Thursday or yesterday, the Giants trumped the Eagles badly.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on?
Let's actually go. Let's go. Just jump right into that, Rob. The forecast for this week, and as we're taking a look here for all of us tuning in on YouTube, it is brought to us by our great friends over at Survivor Atlas. This forecast is generated multiple times, but these most recent projections are from just yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. And Green Bay, which we'll get to, week number 6 and the way it looks like, but their forecast calls for 35% on Green Bay. But the ones that I was most concerned about was how many are going to be on Philadelphia. I always ask you guys this in our text thread. The Eagles yesterday played, and as we pretty much saw that they were just really never in it, and they were going to lose this game. I said, okay, guys, how many? What's the percentage? Rob, did you shoot out 12? Was that the first number, 12%?
Yes.
John, did you actually have an opinion on this? I know that this is a holiday team. Did you project higher or lower than 12%?
I'm pretty sure it was lower just because of the holiday ramifications of that team. Maybe like 8% to 10%. I mean, maybe based on the entries that are left, you're looking at like 350 to 400 entries, maybe on Philadelphia, but we'll know for sure tomorrow night.
We're all very greedy, and our friend of the show, Mr. Jeffrey Benson.
Well, don't ask Mr. Benson to let you know how many Thursday casualties there were.
Yes, no, he really has a very quick opinion on that, and it's 100% of the time a no. We don't find out those picks until Saturday, like everybody else does at 4 p.m. Well, a little after 4 p.m. John's quick to tune into VSiN and get us the update on where everyone lays their selections in. So that's the one thing we always look forward to come Saturday evenings with the picks coming in for the following day. 35% of the pool is projected to take Green Bay, now up to 14 and a half. And it is, I guess, in line. Makes sense. We now have Flacco as the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. I had a friend of mine said there's absolutely no way in the world that they trade for him, and then he's going to start. And no, he is going to start, whether he likes it or not. This could end up very miserably for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, he did beat the same Packer team in week 2.
Yes, he did. With a far better defense, though. He went from like a top 3 defense to a like bottom 3 defense. I could be wrong on that, but that's exactly why this game. And now it's actually coming out that Jamar Chase is, well, at least he's been redlined with illness status questionable. All right, that probably means he's not going to end up playing. John, let's start with you. Green Bay Packers, 35. Let's call it 34.5%. Over or under on the Green Bay Packers this week?
Oh, wow. It's a high number. I'll say over. It'll be closer to 40%. But that's just speculation.
That's so many. For the record, only 20 entries out of the 4,646 cannot use Green Bay. So that
That's
means
less than 1%, right?
that's less than 1%. 4,600 plus can use Green Bay, and so there's no way in the world everyone could get knocked out, right?
I'll tell you, I'm not going to be on Green Bay at all this week.
No, so then trickety trappity. Let's go on to the next one. Then the LA Rams are projected to be taken by 20% of the entire pool, or close to 950 or so. The Rams are at the Baltimore Ravens, and if this was any other regular Sunday, one would wonder if this would be closer to, I don't know, 2.5, maybe 3 in money. On the Rams, if Lamar Jackson was playing, but I don't know what happened to this team. They're 1-4 now.
Well, the defense is decimated with injury.
The defense is just completely ripped apart, and I don't plan on seeing Lamar Jackson playing this. As I'm actually looking right now, this line is on the move. There's a 7 right now, so there is some buyback on Baltimore. But Rob, you first. 20%. On the LA Rams this week, higher or lower than that number?
I think, to answer your question about Green Bay, I think they're lower. So naturally,
right, yep.
Naturally, I think at both LA and Indianapolis are going to be higher, and Denver too.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are going to be gun shy about the top picks going down last week. And I think we'll see that reflected in some of the percentages.
We think so. You're going lower Green Bay, higher Rams, higher Colts.
Yep, and higher Denver as well.
And only 9%.
I think I see Denver being closer to 15%.
John, you might have an opinion on that, being the resident New York Jets fanatic. Let's actually run it down from top to bottom first, John. Rams at 20%, higher or lower there?
You're on mute, bud.
Sorry. A little lower on the Rams.
Okay.
Lower than 20.
Lower than 20. How about the Colts?
I'm going to say lower there too, just a tad lower.
Okay. And then finally, a holiday team here, the Denver Broncos, 9%.
Nah, that's pretty much in line. That's close. I'll go a little lower there just because Denver's a holiday team too.
Well, where are the picks going then, John? You have everybody lower. I mean, who's everybody going to be picking? You must think that Green Bay's going to be over 40%.
I think so. I have a feeling that it might go that way, but who knows? We'll see.
I love it. Yeah, do I think that 7% played the Philadelphia Eagles? No, I think it's far, far more than that. I'd actually wish it was 17%, but we'll find out on Saturday night. I'm going to go a touch higher on the Rams, a bit lower on the Colts, and I'm going to go a lot higher on Denver. And then we'll, obviously, see exactly what plays itself out. New England could be interesting, and Pittsburgh as well. We'll get to that, as I may have given a little lean as to who I'm taking this week. But I want to go ahead and call out one of our top followers, Will Monroe, a massive LA Rams fan. I'd be remiss in not mentioning them here for one more thing, and it's probably more just to talk about a player. Puka Nacua is really, really good, and he seems to never, ever even come close to anything less than a dozen or so targets, which he just simply catches every single one of them. So a question about this statistical freak, over or under 1,999 yards receiving, Rob Ginter, over or under on Puka Nacua?
Lower.
He's having an unprecedented season so far.
Understood, but
he's on pace for far more than that.
We're not even half of the season through.
Exactly, and he's got.
I'll take the under. I mean, he's had injuries in the past, so always take the more cautious side.
All right. What if I told you it was? Let me see if I could entice you with a plus. What if it was up, say, plus 110 to go over?
I'd take no for minus
You're laying one.
250.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So you're going all the way to minus 250. Great. Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and book that then. I'll take it at minus 250 and hedge off on John Howard unless he, clearly takes the over. I'm putting words in his mouth. John, 1,999 receiving yards for Puka Nacua.
Under.
Over or under? You're going under as well. All right. I made a bad number then.
You would have said 1,700, I think.
Yeah.
That would have been a good middle.
How about
between
receptions?
1,500 and 2,000.
Does he go over 119 and a half receptions, over or under?
Over.
He might have 100 receptions in the game against.
Yeah, by the middle of the week, by midpoint of the season.
Yeah, Ves. So this doesn't make sense. If you like over receptions, you should like over yards. That's fair. That's fair. Guys, let's take a look at your reasoning here. I want to go, and as we looked at the forecast, I want to go ahead and start taking a look at the top 5 teams this week that are most likely to win outright first. John, let's start off with you. We know here, go ahead and take a look at the tab and we could see the captain's log, brought to you by Survivor Atlas for Snap Judgment. You took the Lions last week. You've got Arizona, Dallas, Seattle, Buffalo, and Detroit. We've talked already about Green Bay, and we looked at the forecast. Who are the top 5 teams that are most likely to win outright first?
Gosh. Well, we can cross one off. If we spoke a day earlier, we could cross one of those teams off. Philadelphia was in the top 5, so that's ship has sailed.
Okay.
So Green Bay, Rams, Colts, Steelers, and in the last spot, you could probably go with Denver or Vegas. This Raider game, something just real quick about the Raiders, 0 future value after this week. If you're not using the Raiders this week, you're not using for the rest of the season. They're playing the Titans at home. If they lose that game, Pete Carroll should be ashamed of himself.
Arizona said the same thing.
I don't think the Titans are any good. They're lucky that they won last week in that dumpster fire game. So,
and let me tell you something. That DeMarcado play was a touchdown. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what?
That ball crossed the plane of the goal line.
That could be a whole other episode for another day where we could talk about actually carrying the ball into the end zone like an adult.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Don't make it questionable, right? If you make it questionable, you're going to get snapped off and.
You should run right into the goalpost with the ball.
Yes, you should.
Just keep running, and once you hit the goalpost, you know you're in the end zone.
Right.
Well, let's change the rule. Let's change the rules. It's not. It's not a touchdown unless you hit the goalpost. I'm in alignment with that.
It's unbelievable. It really is just unbelievable. But I think, honestly, guys, I think the Raiders are going to be not highly owned, but they're going to be owned more than you think in this contest this week. I just have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be. Not a high number, but maybe
5%.
Yeah, or higher. Yeah. You got to take a shot at some point. So,
currently, Survivor Atlas has the Rams at 3% of the projected field. With, you're absolutely right, no future value at all, and I mean at all, to the tune of, you could see there. FSV is 57.5. They're dogs pretty much the rest of the way. You got my spidey senses going here, Mr. Howard. I don't know. I'm still going to say you're not going to pick them with your lone selection, but we'll stand by and take a look. Rob, your top 5 teams that are most likely to win outright first. Give me some reasoning behind them as well.
Green Bay. I don't need to explain that one.
No.
Indianapolis, number 2. Cardinals coming off that horrible loss will be ripe for the picking.
Yeah.
Denver's number 3. Rams are 4. And New England is 5.
Stay with New England for a bit. I chose them as well. The Saints did pick up the win against the Giants, which this is why I keep saying, like, is this team good? Like, I don't know if they're good. You know, the Giants lost to the Saints, which I thought last week they were an easy
5 turnovers. Look
Okay.
at it that way. That's the only reason the Giants lost that game.
Got it. So with
are they is that defense a turnover creating machine? I'm doubtful. I'm skeptical on that for sure. And I mean, is there a letdown possibility after beating Buffalo, the world beaters?
Yeah.
I mean, if anything screams of ripe for an upset, it's that game, but I just don't see it. They're too well coached for that.
And by the way, week 6 buys to the Minnesota Vikings and to the Houston Texans. But if I had my 5 picks, that would just be straight up outright winners, moneyline winners. For me, it's Denver, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cleveland's not only ended up trading away their starting quarterback, but they also traded away their top cornerback. So you could probably imagine, DK Metcalf's going to have himself a day. Pittsburgh does not lose that game. Colts, yeah, they're likely. I'm not going to use them as my selection. I feel that there might be some chaos involved in that one. Rams are definitely a yes. I think the Ravens are dismantled, and their defense could be as bad as the Cincinnati Bengals at this point. Green Bay is the early assumptions. I'm not even going to even mention them. But the Patriots for me is absolutely going to be a pick that I love, and I think that they're going to. I mean, we really never talk about point spreads, but they're 3.5. Most places, 3.5 flat at New Orleans. I think that they not only win, but they cover that one very easily. So those are my selections for the top candidates. So at this time, let's go ahead and turn this right back on over, since we're now done with the strategy segment of this show. Rob, it's now time to go ahead and let us know of your 5. Who's it going to be this week?
Pull up the Dick and Bouse entry chart.
Gladly.
I just want to take a look at that.
Go ahead and take a look at your captain's log. You've got yourself quite a bit of value in your selections with Jacksonville, aforesaid Arizona, Seattle, Buffalo, and the Detroit Lions.
Right now, gun to head, I choose Indianapolis, but I'm still possibly in on Denver.
Okay.
Again, the future value is not as great for both of those teams. Denver is a holiday team, which has me leaning Indianapolis, but
yeah.
I just think the Jets are trash, honestly. And going overseas might be the only thing that saves them.
Yeah, I don't know. That might not be enough either. You're absolutely right. Yeah, from a future spread value perspective, pretty much dead even. 21 for the Colts. I mean, 23.5 for Denver.
The deciding factor might be the fact that the Colts are home, and they've played really well at home too.
That they are. Absolutely. Okay, good. So we'll go with those. John, 1 pick for week number 6 to move on to week number 7. Who would it be?
Yeah, I mean, probably going to stay away from, or at least try to stay away from the top picks this week again. Additionally, praying a lot were on Philadelphia tomorrow night. So we'll find out Saturday night. Hopefully a lot of entries are on Philly. It's not going to be like it was last week with the Rams announcement, which was crazy. But honestly, guys, I'm probably going to stick with a home team this week. I'm liking Indy. I'm liking not as much the Raiders or the Steelers, but they're in play. So I would just say Indy for now, but that could change.
That's appropriate. I don't think of the 4 picks that I have is going to be initially when I looked at the lay of the land, and I just said,
you said all of them were going to be Green Bay.
I just didn't want to think. I just said, let me just go ahead and just push the Green Bay button and move on. If I look at let me just go here and see their future value.
To your defense, Robert, you were on like 2 hours sleep, so
Yes, I was. I was enjoying myself a little too much, perhaps, at the Global Gaming Conference in Las Vegas. So always a lot of fun. Specifically, all those that I met at the fun events with the Canadian Gaming Association. All incredible people. We're really looking forward to meeting up and matching up with them again. But that's another show. Who am I taking here? It's not going to be Green Bay all 4 times. No. We'll definitely have a spray on Denver. We'll pass on the Rams, but I think it's going to be for certain Pittsburgh. We mentioned a little bit about the Steelers and how they look. So I'll have definitely a selection on Steelers, definitely a selection on the Denver Broncos. We'll do one on Green Bay. It's silly not to do one on Green Bay after we just talked about him and the fact that only 20 people can't. So I will have one there. And then
before you commit to your last one, okay. I have a question for you. Look at the available percentages. Does that sway you at all?
Oh, yes.
To zig when everybody's zagging?
Of course. And now, because we would take a look at it, right? So 46 is the total number that remains out of the 17,000 plus. 17,000?
18,000 plus.
It was 18,000 plus, right? So 24, if I remember the calculation, 24.9% of the pool that started in week 1 exists today. And just do the math. I had 10 picks. I'm down to 4. So I've got positive EV.
You're ahead of the game, right?
Right. So I could take a look at how much is available. And yeah, I do factor that in, because if I'm saying to myself, 40% is going to take Green Bay, well, okay, then I don't want more than 40% of my picks on them. So 2 is already too much of a spread on them. It's going to probably end up being 1 Green Bay, 1 Denver, 1 Pittsburgh, and 1 New England.
No Indianapolis. I'm surprised.
No. I think that
especially considering 43% of the pool has already been exhausted for them.
I
mean, if that ever screams of taking it,
then you say to yourself, okay, is Arizona going to come out with their greatest performance ever, their tightest performance ever, or are they trash? I don't know, right? And that's how I started the show. I don't know who's good anymore. I just don't.
It's a week-to-week proposition if you really think about it. They started off 2-0.
And that's why Survivor is the greatest pool of all time.
Yeah.
Every week is I have to wipe the entire kitchen counter clean and start fresh and just figure out, okay, what did I just witness and how much of this do I want to factor in versus how I handicap them preseason?
Right.
I don't know.
Jacksonville's 4-1. They're a viable selection moving forward.
How is Jacksonville 4-1?
They're more viable than the Ravens are right now.
Can I tell you something? I actually regret using them in week 1. Hindsight's 20/20. Yes, but if you really think about it, that leaves me one less good team to play with.
I'm right now. I couldn't be more confused.
We also said the Giants were trash, and look what happened yesterday.
They don't look like trash to me at all.
No.
So, okay, this is fair. I'll accept it. All you guys had great input on how we think we should lay out into week number 6 and onwards, because after all, that's what the show is about, coming up and freaking winning this thing. I want to win, like lots of money, a lot of it. This way,
18 million worth.
Guys can go ahead and see me someplace else other than Nevada. Maybe we go and do the show from Cabo San Lucas. I don't know.
I'm down.
Anyway, hey, everybody, that is episode number 6 of the Battleborn Bets edition, reviewing our Circa Survivor picks in 12 minutes or less, of course. Good
luck navigating the carnage, everybody.
This is exactly what it is. Do please add your comments down below. I sure hope to see everyone survive on, and hope that you found this information useful as we take a look at the rest of this weekend. I think we're going to have ourselves a real good one. So enjoy it, everybody. That's ourselves. And for Robert Ginter, John Howard, I'm Robert Kowalski. Thank you all so much for joining us. You guys have been great. See you again next week.